So today I'm going to show you how to replace the rope in your umbrella. And I want to give you a big piece of advice before you start this job. Go down to your local Home Depot, Lowe's, someplace like that, and buy an 8-foot section of coated cable, just like you see here. Now you've seen these a lot. This is used for clotheslines and dog runners, but it's wire cable and it's coated with plastic. This piece is 3/32 thick, so it's about the same thickness as the rope itself. You don't want to get any thicker than the rope because we're going to be using this to guide the new rope through various sections of the umbrella, which is going to save you a lot of time. So if you've got your 8-foot section of coated cable, we're going to start by removing the crank assembly. So now we've removed the crank assembly, and as you can see, I've laid the umbrella down on a work table here. It's going to make this easier to work on. And what we have inside here is called a grommet. It looks just like this. It has a guide hole for the rope, and the crank lines up with this hole here. That's where the crank assembly comes through. Right now it's sitting right under there, right about there. And what we're going to do is put something in this hole to keep this from sliding up too far here. And then we're going to use our cable to fish through that hole. That's the guide rope. And then we'll be able to pull our new rope up to the top. It's going to save us a lot of time. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we've started here. We've got our light down here at the end shining up, and I can see the hole in this grommet. Now I'm going to take our flexible piece of coated cable and I'm going to slip it through that hole. Okay, now I'm just going to feed this cable all the way up so it comes out the other end. And there's our cable. So we've just saved a lot of time by not having to take all the electrical wiring out to slide that grommet down. We're just going to bring this up. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take about a 4-inch piece of strong tape. I like to use Gorilla Tape myself. And take some scissors, and we're going to just cut a real thin piece of it, about an 1/8 inch wide or so. So we don't have a lot of room. Take this tape, and we're going to wind it around this cable. So now we're going to take the end of our new rope, and we're going to just put it right on the end of that cable, and we're going to twist it around there, just like that. All right, so now we're going to use the cable to pull our new rope through. So now our rope comes out just the way we want it. So now we just need to get this tape off the end of our rope. Okay, so now we've got our new rope coming down. And what we have to do is go on this side of this pin here. So I'm just going to bend the rope a little bit just to make that easier to grab. All right, now the rope is on this side of the pin. And so next it feeds up through this pulley here. Okay, and now kind of just as an overview, the rope now goes over this, down this upper support arm, around a pulley here, feeds back up through here, over a pulley, and then over a pulley here, down through this tube to where it ends underneath the globe. So what we're going to do is use this cable to do this fishing for us. So next we're going to take our cable and go over this pulley, and if you could see, we're going to start it down this upper support arm. And we're going to feed it till it comes out this other end down here. Our cable come off the wrong side. We want it to come out this side to wrap around and go back up to the next leg. So we got a couple choices. We can take this bolt out and remove the pulley and pull it back in. Or we can kind of take our cable back a little bit, and we might be able to play with it, twist the cable around a little bit. There it is. Okay, see, I got it to come out on the correct side of the pulley just by twisting the cable around and poking. If you can't get that, it's just a matter of taking out this screw and nut that hold this pulley in place, and then putting it on this side and putting that back together. Not a hard job at all. So now we're just going to take another new piece of tape and reattach our rope to our guide piece of cable. There, nice. Now we're just going to gently feed our rope through using the cable. And there comes our rope. So our next leg of this is there's a little slot here in this, right under this clamp in this support arm. We're going to feed through that and it's going to come out here at the top. So now I'm just going to find that little slot in there. I'm going to feed our cable up through. And as you can see, worked perfectly, came out on the correct side of the pulley. If it came out on this side, I'd probably play with it to try to get it to come out here. And if it was too much trouble, I'd just take these two screws and the pulley out and put it back in. But again, all we're doing is just using this to fish our new rope through. There's a rope. So we're almost done. Now we just have to go through our last section down that tube to where the rope ends. So the last piece of this is there is a pulley right up here, sits right in here. And we need to fish this wire up through here on this side and then back down to go across this very last pulley. And that one you really can't remove. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to feed it through here. I'm going to reach up here. I'm sure I could feel it with my finger just to help bend it up through. Okay, there I've got it. And I've got it on the left or the correct side of the pulley here. I'm going to bring our rope up through. Okay. Now we're getting close. The last leg is to feed it on the other side of the pulley. Now, if you hold the light down in here, you may not be able to see it, but when you look yourself, you'll see this pulley down in here. And you'll see that I am now on the left side of that pulley, and when I go back through, I'll be on the other side. So now, now I'm going to feed this through the other side of that pulley. Let me see if I can see it. I don't think yeah, I'm on the correct side of it now. And there's a little cone here. Sometimes that's a sticking point. So I'm just gonna pop this cone off. So I pulled this cone out. Now if you keep playing with the cable, you might be able to get it. It has a tendency to catch on these edges. If you keep playing with it, you might be able to get it to pop through. But if you just take the cone out and then slip it through the end, it's gonna work every time for you. This is just push the cone back in. It's very easy to do. So we're almost done, folks. Pulling the new rope through here. There we go. And the very last step is we've removed the globe, and you want to remove the three little screws here that hold the light socket on. Now when you do this, you're probably going to see a knot here where the old rope is, the end of the rope. And by the way, if any of the old rope is running through the umbrella, you can do exactly like I've done with this cable with your old rope. Just tape the two together and use the old rope to gently feed it through these areas. What I'm doing here for you now is complete replacement, as if none of the old rope existed. So this is the last step, folks, is to get it through this hub which holds the globe. And if you look down here on the end, you'll see the hole is very small. So it's actually hard to feed through the direction we want to come. I'm just going to send it through this way, very easy this way, and take this end of the rope. And now I'm just going to change this up and attach this here. Okay, that should do it. Okay, so now we're gonna pull our rope through that hole. It's very tight, so you're gonna have to, there you go. There it is. We've completely put the rope through all the sections. I recommend using a little washer and tying yourself a nice knot, because you don't want this knot to pull through here. And now what I want to do is go around here twice and then down through. It gives us a nice, kind of like a double bow knot at the end. It doesn't take up a lot of room. And then we're just going to pull the rope tight. You can see here, I'm just going to pull the rope tight. It's reached its end. Here we just put back our light socket and our globe on this end. Now all we have to do is reattach our crank to the new rope.